I found out my boyfriend was cheating at his own proposal dinner. In front of both our families, he dropped to one knee, and my best friend dropped her phone. A photo lit up on the screen. Them, in bed, laughing, naked. I didn't cry. I didn't run. I toasted their betrayal with champagne and smiled. That night, he begged for forgiveness. Now he's jobless, friendless, and very, very sorry. But this story, it's not about him. It's about how I burned everything to the ground and rebuilt it better. So here's the thing they never tell you about love. It's not just hard eyes and cute texts and weekend brunches. It's carpooling to work because gas is insane, pretending to care about fantasy football, and watching the same dumb movie for the 6th time because he swears this is the one with the deep message. Spoiler, it wasn't. But I was in it, fully. Like, future kids' names on a notes app list in it. His name was Ryan, and yeah, he looked like a guy who peaked in high school but somehow stayed hot into his late 20s. Tall, dark, too charming for his own good. He could convince you the sky was green if you stared into his eyes long enough. We'd been together for 3 years, lived together for 1. Fought? Sure. Nothing crazy. Mostly about dishes and whether his ex really needed to DM him happy birthday every year. She didn't. But I didn't see it coming. Not even a little. That Saturday morning, we were curled up on the couch in matching socks. He loved cheesy little things like that. And he was acting weirdly affectionate. Like rubbing my shoulders, making my coffee the way I like it, extra cream, no sugar, which he always messed up, and just hovering. I should have clocked it. Babe, he said, wrapping his arms around me like a damn human straitjacket. What would you say if I asked you to marry me? I laughed. I'd say, are you high? Where's the ring? He didn't laugh back, just stared at me with this glint in his eye that made my stomach flutter and clench at the same time. That was clue number 1. Clue number 2 came later that day, when my best friend, Lauren, aka my ride or die since freshman year, texted me, Lauren dress cute tonight. Big vibes, incoming. I thought it was just some brunch gossip, but then she followed it up with Lauren. No, seriously, nails done, check? So now I'm spiraling. Because either I'm about to get proposed to, or someone's planning a surprise party, or both. Ryan picked me up at 6. We pulled into this rooftop restaurant I'd mentioned, like once, 6 months ago. The one with the string lights and the overpriced cocktails, and that stupid romantic view of the city. I should have known then. There they were, both our families, friends, even his awkward coworker Kevin, who always called me ma'am. Everyone stood up when we walked in, phones out, flashing smiles. A little too much knowing eye contact. Ryan squeezed my hand. I remember his palm was sweaty. The host walked us to the center table. There was a cake, a banner. It said, she said yes, except I hadn't said anything yet. I blinked. Ryan, what is this? He dropped to one knee. And that's when Lauren's phone fell out of her purse. It hit the floor face up, screen still on, notification banner glowing like it had something to say. I looked down. I wish I hadn't. The photo was burned into my brain in a millisecond. Ryan, shirtless, kissing someone's shoulder. Lauren, her face turned toward the camera, mid-laugh. Both of them, tangled in my bedsheets. My stomach flipped. The room spun. I didn't even look at her. I looked at him. He froze, one knee on the concrete floor, that stupid velvet box still open in his hand. Everyone went silent. I picked up the phone. Lauren opened her mouth. I held up one finger. Don't. Then I smiled, looked straight at Ryan, and said loud enough for everyone to hear, aw, that's adorable. You cheated and still thought you were worth a yes? And then I toasted him, grabbed a flute of champagne from a stunned waiter and clinked it against his stupid ring box. To the audacity. I turned, walked away, and let the glass shatter behind me. So yeah, I walked out like a queen in heels too high for that much drama. But don't let the strut fool you. The second I hit the elevator, I collapsed against the wall, shaking like a chihuahua in a thunderstorm. The doors closed. I was alone. And that's when it hit me. Not the betrayal, not even the humiliation, just how dumb I'd been. 3 years. 3 freaking years. And my best friend? My sister from another mister? She had the nerve to sleep with him in my bed, and then help him plan a proposal like she wasn't a walking, talking betrayal in nude lipstick. I made it to the street before I puked into a trash can. Super classy. I Ubered home, locked the door, and crawled into bed. Not our bed. Nope, that was now cursed territory. I curled up on the couch, still in my dress, makeup smudged like war paint. And I cried like my insides were being scooped out with a spoon. My phone buzzed. First, a text from Ryan. It wasn't what it looked like. I stared at the screen in disbelief. Then Ryan. Can we talk? Please. I messed up. You don't say. Then came Lauren. Lauren, I am so sorry. I didn't mean for it to happen. It was one time. Lies. It's always more than one time. And then her third message, which still makes my blood boil. Lauren, can we still be friends? Girl, you banged my boyfriend and helped him propose. This isn't a Netflix drama with quirky forgiveness arcs. I blocked them both. But the thing about betrayal, it doesn't let you sleep. I laid there, staring at the ceiling like it owed me answers, running back every little red flag I'd ignored. The secretive texts, The late nights at work, the way she stopped tagging me in selfies, the time she flinched when I jokingly said, "Y'all would make a cute couple." God, I should have known. The next morning, I looked like a zombie who got jumped in a Sephora. Puffy eyes, mascara crested to my cheeks, lips dry from crying. But I dragged myself out of bed, ordered pancakes, and opened my notes app. Operation Phoenix. Yeah, that's what I named it. Because I was gonna rise from these ashes. Or at least stop crying long enough to get through a meal. First thing I did, change the locks. Second, deleted every photo of them off my phone, my socials, my cloud, and burned the prints. Yes, I had prints. I was romantic. Sue me. Then I called in sick to work because explaining this mess to my boss wasn't happening. But word travels fast when your public proposal crashes and burns, like a YouTube prank gone wrong. By noon, my cousin Bree was at my door with ice cream, tequila, and that look that said, "Say the word, and I'll bury them both." I told her everything. Every ugly detail. She didn't flinch, just nodded and said, "Okay, time to go nuclear." And honestly, I was tempted. I had receipts, screenshots. I could have aired them out like laundry in a hurricane. But no, that would have made me feel better for maybe an hour. I needed something smarter, slower, something that would make them regret ever thinking I'd just sit down and take it. So I made a plan. I wouldn't just move on, I'd glow up. Make him see me everywhere. Make her feel invisible. I'd become the version of me they thought they could betray and walk away from. They had no idea what was coming. Let's be clear, this wasn't gonna be some overnight revenge glow up, like those TikToks where a girl gets cheated on and suddenly looks like a Victoria's Secret angel with a six-figure job. No, this was real life. And real life meant I was sitting on my floor in a hoodie that smelled like betrayal, sobbing over chicken nuggets and trying to remember when I last washed my hair. But I had a plan. And if you've never had your heart shattered, let me tell you, having a plan is the only thing that keeps you from texting "I miss you" at 2 a.m. like a damn clown. So here it was. Operation Phoenix Phase 1, the physical flip. Not because I thought I needed to get hot to win him back. Screw that. I wanted to look in the mirror and not see the girl who got blindsided at her own almost engagement party. Step 1, I chopped my hair. Like, chopped. Not a cute little trim. I walked into the salon, looked my stylist dead in the eyes, and said, "Make me look like I survived a scandal and came out richer." She did not disappoint. 10 inches on the floor. A bold, blunt bob. New color. Instant upgrade. Next, the gym. I know, so cliche. But hear me out, I wasn't there to get abs, I was there to punch something. Or at least pretend to in kickboxing class. There's something wildly therapeutic about kicking the crap out of air while imagining it's your ex's face. Meanwhile, I ghosted Ryan so hard you'd think I died. He texted. He called. He emailed. What was next? A damn carrier pigeon? All unread. All ignored. Except one. 2 weeks after the dinner from hell, I got a message from a number I didn't recognize. It just said, "I think you should know. Ryan hasn't told you everything." No name. No context. But I knew it wasn't spam. My gut twisted. Hard. I didn't answer. Not right away. I screenshotted it, sent it to Bree, and her response was immediate. "Girl, don't fall for it. That's either him being shady again, or someone trying to stir shit." But it stuck with me. I kept rereading it, chewing on every word. He hasn't told you everything. What else wasn't there to tell? The photo. The betrayal. The proposal. That was the whole nightmare, right? Or maybe not. But I couldn't let myself spiral. Not yet. Not when I just started sleeping again without dreaming of throwing Lauren off a metaphorical cliff. So I shoved the message into the back of my brain and pushed forward. Phase 2, the social strategy. Here's the thing about cheating exes and fake best friends, they hate when you look happy without them. So I did what any sane woman would do. I curated the most thriving version of my life online. New pics, glowing skin, girls' nights out, a cute coffee shop post with a very mysterious guy's hand in the corner. Thanks, Bree. Every story, every post was a calculated middle finger with a filter. I knew they were watching. Ryan never unfollowed me. Lauren did, of course, but her burner account? Real subtle, babe. Maybe don't name it LJ_style_vibes when your initials are LJ. Anyway, my revenge wasn't fire and fury. It was silence, distance, success. And then he showed up. 3 weeks after the rooftop disaster, I opened my front door and there he was. Ryan. Holding flowers like this was some rom-com and not my villain origin story. "Can we talk?" he asked, voice all soft and pathetic. I stared at him, dead inside. I didn't order any trash. He flinched. "Good. I need to explain," he said. "Please. I messed up. I know that. But there's more you don't know." And there it was again. There's more. I should have slammed the door. Should have told him to choke on those discount roses. But curiosity? That bitch is persuasive. So I stepped aside. "Fine," I said. "Talk. But you've got 5 minutes. After that, you're a ghost." He stepped inside like he was walking into a church. Slowly. Carefully. Like the truth might burn him. And then he looked at me with those stupid, sad eyes and said the one thing I never expected to hear. It wasn't just Lauren. I blinked. Hard. I'm sorry, what? I asked, my voice calm in the way people say calm before the storm. Like that storm isn't about to turn into a Category 5. Ryan wouldn't meet my eyes. He just stood there in the middle of my apartment like he was about to confess to a murder. Which, to be fair, he kind of was. Just emotional homicide. It wasn't just Lauren, he said again, quieter this time, like maybe if he whispered it, it would hurt less. It didn't. I leaned back against the door, arms crossed, channeling every ounce of self-restraint not to throw something at his face. So, how many, Ryan? Is this, like, a numbers game? Are you about to hit me with a goddamn PowerPoint? His jaw clenched. I don't know. Maybe 3? You don't know? I laughed. Not because anything was funny, but because my brain short-circuited. Did you lose count? Were there punch cards? He looked like a kid who got caught stealing candy and decided to confess to arson instead. It got away from me. Things got messy. I wasn't thinking straight. No, he'd been thinking exactly straight. Thinking with his ego, his DCK, and whatever part of his brain told him I'd never find out. And Lauren? I asked, my voice flat. Was she the grand finale? Or just somewhere in the middle? He sighed, running his hands through his hair like this was hard for him. She was the longest. Oh, my God. I suddenly wanted to bleach my entire existence. The girl I called my sister had been screwing my boyfriend for who knows how long, while hugging me, texting me you deserve the world, and helping me pick out his birthday gift. Fake. Bitch. Energy. And Ryan, he just stood there like he deserved sympathy for finally coming clean, like he'd won points for honesty after setting my world on fire. Why now? I asked. Why tell me now? He hesitated. Which is when I knew someone else knew. Someone messaged me, I said slowly, watching his face. There it was. That twitch. That flicker of recognition. He knew. Who? He asked, too fast. Oh, I said, stepping closer. So now you're curious. He tried to recover, to act casual. It doesn't matter. I'm telling you now because I want to be honest. I want to fix things. Fix things? I scoffed. Ryan, this isn't a flat tire. This is a car wreck. And I was in the damn passenger seat. He flinched again. Good. Let it sting. I should have told you earlier, he mumbled. You think? Silence stretched between us. Heavy. Tense. Like a bomb waiting for someone to breathe too loud. I broke it. Get out, I said. He blinked. Wait. Can we just get out? My voice cracked, but my spine stayed straight. You had your moment. You wasted it. Goodbye. He stood there for a second longer. Then he dropped the flowers on the counter like they were some kind of peace offering and walked out. I didn't move, not until I heard the elevator ding and the front door to the building click shut. Then I screamed. Loud. Guttural. A sound that didn't even feel human. Like all the rage, the betrayal, the absolute gutting humiliation had to escape, or I was going to combust. I collapsed on the floor and sobbed until my voice went hoarse. 3. He cheated with 3 women. And Lauren? She was just the tip of the betrayal iceberg. I opened my phone, found the mystery number, and texted back. Me, I'm listening. What else haven't I been told? 3 minutes later, the typing dots appeared. Then the message came through. Unknown. You should talk to Zoe. I froze. Zoe? As in Zoe from work. Zoe, who sat 2 cubicles over, shared memes with me daily, and once cried in the bathroom with me over a bad breakup. Zoe, who had met Ryan. I called Bree. You free? I asked, already grabbing my keys. Yeah, why? We're about to go pay Zoe a little visit. Bree didn't ask questions. She just said, I'll drive. Because that's the kind of friend she is, the ride or die, show up with bail money type. She pulled up outside my building in sweats, sunglasses, and a bun so high it looked like it could pick up satellite signal. I slid into the passenger seat, my stomach doing flips. Zoe. Freaking Zoe. I didn't want to believe it. I really didn't. But that message? It hit different. It was too specific, too casual to be fake, like someone dropping a truth bomb between bites of toast. Are we sure we're doing this? Bree asked, side-eyeing me at a red light. Like, do we knock on her door and say, hi, did you bang my man? Or, I just need to see her face, I said. If she flinches, I'll know. Bree nodded. Okay, let's burn the world. We pulled up to Zoe's apartment complex, a cute little building with pastel walls and plants that looked too healthy for someone who lived off vending machine snacks. My heart pounded as we climbed the stairs. I knew this could blow up in my face. Maybe it wasn't true. Maybe someone was just screwing with me. But I had to know. I couldn't sit with that question clawing at my brain for the rest of forever. Zoe answered on the second knock. She looked normal. Pink hoodie. No makeup. Her hair in a messy braid. The same girl I cried with after her situationship ghosted her. Oh, hey, she smiled, like nothing was wrong. You're up early? Everything okay? I stepped forward, just enough to make her shift back half an inch. We need to talk, I said. Her smile dropped. What's going on? Inside, Bree added, crossing her arms like a human lie detector. Now. Zoe blinked, glanced at me, then stepped aside. Her apartment smelled like coffee and dry shampoo. Cozy. Deceitful. I didn't waste time. Someone messaged me, I said, watching her closely. Told me Ryan hasn't told me everything. Told me to ask you. Zoe froze. Bree caught it too. Her eyes narrowed. Zoe started, then swallowed. Her voice dropped. Okay. Yeah. It was me. Boom. Like someone punched me in the throat. I didn't know you were together at first, she rushed out. He didn't mention you. He just said he was getting out of something messy and wanted to take things slow. My jaw clenched so hard it hurt. When was this? She winced. Last summer. While he was taking me on weekend trips. While we were looking at new apartments. While he was holding my hand in Target and asking which duvet cover looked more us. I stopped it when I found out about you, she said quickly. I swear. I backed off. I told him to come clean. I even said I'd tell you myself if he didn't. And he? I asked, not even sure what I was hoping to hear. He ghosted me, she said. Blocked my number. Cut me off like it never happened. Of course he did. I stepped back, needing air, space, sanity. Why didn't you tell me? I asked. You had months. You sit 10 feet from me, Zoe. She looked down at her socks. I was ashamed. I didn't want to be that girl. You were that girl. Her eyes welled up. I know. And I hate myself for it. I wanted to tell you 100 times. Bree touched my elbow. You want to go? I nodded, numb. Yeah. Zoe followed us to the door, voice shaky. I'm sorry. For real. He used both of us. I didn't say anything. I couldn't. I just walked out. Let the door click shut behind me like sealing a tomb. Back in the car, I stared at my reflection in the mirror. My face looked tired. Hard. Like someone I didn't recognize. So, Bree said gently. What now? I took a breath. Now? Now I ruin him. You ever hit that level of heartbreak where your tears just tap out? Like your body's cried so hard, so long, even your emotions go, you know what? She deserves vengeance now. Yeah, that's where I was. I wasn't sad anymore, I was calculating. Quiet. Focused. That terrifying level of calm where your best friend starts side-eyeing you like she's not sure if you're planning a skincare line or a homicide. Bree parked the car, turned to me and asked, do I need to hide your phone? Or sharpen your knives? Neither, I said, grabbing my bag. But I am gonna need your help ruining his life. And thus began Operation Phoenix, Phase 3, the implosion. Let's get one thing straight, I didn't want to destroy Ryan just for revenge. I wanted to make sure no other girl got tricked by that same charming smile and well-rehearsed vulnerability. I wanted the mask off, publicly, permanently, so I got to work. Like, job-level work. First move? Air the laundry. But smartly. Anonymously. I wasn't about to post screenshots to my main feed with, he cheated in Comic Sans or whatever. No. This was chess, not checkers. So I made a burner TikTok account, posted a video titled POV. You find out your fiancé is sleeping with your best friend and your coworker the same night he proposes. It opened with me holding the ring box. I didn't even speak. Just flashed the photos Lauren's pic, the screenshot of the mystery number message, the selfie Zoe had once sent me that matched the background of Ryan's bed. Boom. Internet wildfire. The comments went nuclear. Girl, what? Lauren and Zoe? He built a side chick roster. I hope his car breaks down in traffic and his playlist gets stuck on Nickelback. Drop his We Got Time. Overnight, the video hit 80K views. By the next day, 500,000. People love a messy story, especially when the villain's name is left out just enough for them to dig on their own. And boy, did they dig. By the end of the week, Ryan's real name was trending in a Reddit thread titled, When Your Proposal Ends with Betrayal and Not a Ring. Even better, one of his coworkers DM'd me. Said he'd been using company time and resources to text Lauren and Zoe. Literally sending nudes on his work phone, the guy wrote. He's an idiot. Guess who emailed his HR department that afternoon? Anonymous tip incoming. It was all so poetic. Every lie he told unraveled. Every secret spilled. His little curated life, his gym selfies and loyal man energy tweets torched. Lauren? Oh, she tried to clap back. Posted some cryptic IG story like, people always jealous of real love, with a selfie of her and Ryan holding hands at a diner. Except, someone recognized the diner. And the server posted a comment under the TikTok with he cried during the meal, she yelled, she threw her drink, 010 tip. Internet undefeated. And then came the cherry on top. Zoe sweet, heartbroken, deeply regretting Zoe, posted her own side of the story. A raw, makeup-free video, apologizing for her part in it, sharing how Ryan manipulated her, lied about being single, made her think I was crazy and controlling. It was devastating. And brave. The comments rallied behind her. Suddenly she wasn't the villain anymore, he was. Just like that, public opinion turned. And Lauren? She was silent. Completely vanished. Deleted everything. Ryan, though? Oh, Ryan was spiraling. He tried texting again. This time with desperation dripping from every word. Ryan, can we please talk? You've made your point. Ryan, I lost my job. Ryan, this isn't fair. I made mistakes, but I don't deserve to be ruined. I didn't reply. Instead, I posted one last TikTok. A selfie video. No drama. No music. Just me looking straight into the camera and saying forgiveness is free. But access to me? That'll cost you everything. Mike, drop. It got 2 million views in 2 days. He stopped texting after that. Funny how quiet people get once the mask slips. I expected to feel triumphant, empowered, like a main character in a revenge thriller, walking away from the explosion without looking back. But here's the thing about revenge. It's loud, messy, and temporary. The silence afterward? That's where the real SHT creeps in. I spent the next few days in this weird limbo. People were still DMing me nonstop, some cheering me on, some trying to get more tea. A few random dudes shooting their shot like I'd want to date someone who led with, "Hey, saw your trauma on TikTok. Hard pass." Meanwhile, Bree made it her personal mission to be my emotional bodyguard. Every morning she'd show up at my place with coffee, something unhealthy, and a new form of distraction. One morning it was paintball. Another, she dragged me to a goat yoga class. The next day, roller skating. Spoiler, I fell on my ass and she did not let me forget it. But even with all the distractions, there was a void. Like the emotional version of hearing a song skip and realizing a whole piece of you is just gone. Ryan had been my routine. Our lives were so tangled together that unraveling them left gaps in places I didn't even realize were stitched. Little things, like making dinner and realizing I was cooking enough for 2, or opening the Netflix app and seeing all the dumb shows we watched still sitting there, like Ghosts. I hated that I missed him. Not in the let's get back together way, God no, but in that pathetic we used to laugh at stupid memes at 2 a.m. way. Grief's not just for death. Sometimes you mourn someone who's still alive, just not the person you thought they were. Then came the letter. Not an email, not a text. An actual, physical letter shoved under my apartment door like we were in a goddamn Jane Austen novel. It was 2 pages, handwritten, sloppy. The TLDR? He was deeply sorry, had started therapy, realized he sabotaged everything good in his life and claimed he never stopped loving me. He didn't ask for forgiveness, just understanding. The audacity. I stared at it for a full 10 minutes before I grabbed my lighter and set the corner on fire over the sink. Watched his words curl and blacken like dried up lies. I thought that'd be the end of it. But of course the universe lives for one last twist. It happened on a Tuesday. I was at my favorite bookstore. Yes, I'm that girl with a stack of trauma, healing self-help books in one arm and an iced matcha in the other. And then I saw her. Lauren. Alone. No makeup. Hair messy. Wearing a hoodie. 2 sizes too big his hoodie. I'd recognize that gray monstrosity anywhere. She spotted me too. And for a second, we just stared at each other across the aisle. No words. No fake smiles. Then she walked over. Slowly. Like she wasn't sure if I was gonna slap her or hug her. I didn't move. She stopped a few feet away. Her voice was quiet. "Hey, bold of you to show your face in public," I said, sipping my drink. Didn't realize snakes liked literature. She flinched. "I deserve that." "Damn right you do." She looked down. I miss you." "Not him. You," I laughed. Like actual laughter. "You miss me? You slept with my boyfriend, helped him plan a proposal, and then had the balls to play maid of honor while stabbing me in the back." "I know. I was jealous, okay? You had everything. The job, the guy, the life I wanted. And I just... I don't know. I broke. I tilted my head. That's not breaking. That's being selfish and disgusting." She nodded, blinking back tears. "You're right. I don't expect you to forgive me. I needed to say it. In person. For a moment, I felt nothing. No rage, no sadness. Just detachment. She wasn't my best friend anymore. She was just a stranger I used to love. "I hope you get help, Lauren," I said calmly. "But don't ever speak to me again." She nodded, bit her lip, and turned to walk away. And you know what? That moment, that final choice to let go, without screaming, crying, or throwing a book at her head, that was the real closure. It's wild how peace doesn't come with fireworks or dramatic music swelling in the background. It just sort of happens. One day, you wake up, and the first thing on your mind isn't them. The ache dulls. The mental replays slow down. You start to feel like you again, only stronger, sharper. Scarred, yeah, but in a badass, I've been through fire and came out hotter kind of way. After Bookstore Gate with Lauren, I didn't cry, didn't spiral. I walked out with my books, a new journal, and a feeling I hadn't had in months. I'm free. So I leaned into it. I got my nails done. Booked a solo trip to a cabin upstate with a hot tub and no Wi-Fi. I started running well, jogging aggressively while swearing under my breath. But still, I even applied for a new job. Something better. More money, better hours. No coworkers named Zoe. That was the thing. I wasn't just cleaning house emotionally, I was upgrading the whole damn building. Bree noticed it too. One night we were sitting on my balcony, drinking wine straight from the bottle because we're elegant like that, and she looked at me and said, "You're glowing." I smiled. "It's the wine." "No," she said, "it's you. You look like you're finally done carrying everyone else's SHT." And she was right. I was done apologizing for expecting loyalty. Done shrinking myself to keep the peace. Done thinking their betrayal meant something was wrong with me. They fumbled. I didn't. They broke me. And I rebuilt. Better. Then came the email. I was on my lunch break, scrolling through dog memes, when it popped up, subject Ryan, just one thing. I swear the air in the room changed. I opened it. Because of course I did. Curiosity might have killed the cat, but I'm not a cat. I'm a woman with boundaries and access to legal advice if needed. The message was short. No groveling this time. No long paragraphs of guilt. Just this key. You were right to leave. I lost everything. And honestly, I deserved it. But I meant what I said. I did love you. I just didn't love myself enough to be good to you. I hope you find someone better. You always deserved better. I stared at the screen for a solid minute. And for the first time in months, I felt absolutely nothing. Not anger. Not hurt. Just nothing. I didn't reply. What could I say? Cool story, bro. Hope your therapist gives you a refund? No thanks. I closed the email, deleted it, and took another bite of my sandwich. That was closure, sealed and delivered. Not because he gave it to me, but because I finally didn't need it from him. That weekend, Bree and I went out. Like out. New outfits, full glam. Her in red, me in black. Walking into that bar, like we owned the entire city. We didn't even make it to the bar before a guy walked over. Tall, cute, that kind of crooked smile that says I've broken hearts but not in a felony kind of way. "Hi," he said. "Eyes on me. You look like you don't take crap from anyone." I grinned. "That's because I don't," he laughed. "Can I buy you a drink?" And just like that, a new chapter cracked open. I didn't know if this guy was a rebound, a one-night flirt, or something more. I didn't care, because I wasn't looking to be saved. I'd already saved myself.